this is very interesting because well, LifeCoach most likely will play Handlock, and yeah, we can guess it's Handlock because there's an Ancient Watcher in his opening hand, and those Ancient Watchers are one of the best cards to use on mirror entities from mech mages.
Yeah, I can't wait for the day. I can't wait for the day where mech mage is like, you know what? I am tired of these watchers. I'm gonna put in a Wailing Soul, and that's just gonna be like the biggest day of everyone's life in the tournament format. That'd be crazy. I wonder though, like if Polymorph and Hex could be sound stuff, if Wailing Soul would see a bit more play. Like I don't think it would. I'm just spitballing here.
Well, then you just kind of increase the value of silence itself. So I don't think that would kind of increase the Wailing Soul like appearance index, but it would increase value of owls and the spellbreakers instead.
Yeah, maybe that's not something you want to do. They're good. I think the owl is good enough to not give even more value.
Yeah.
All right, so this is going to be a pretty. Actually, I think the amount of healing that LifeCoach has in his starting hand is going to be pretty good for him.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And well, he kind of lacks the Hellfire yet, but still there's no pressure from turn 1, which is really important for the mech mage to raise the handlock.
Yeah, if you can get that 1-drop like Clockwork Gnome, or well, Clockwork Gnome plays into Coil, but Cogmaster
that's really weak. But a Cogmaster into an Annoyatron or Snowchugger is really insane.
Mm-hmm. So if you're a LifeCoach here, do you just tap? Well, I guess that answers my question. I was gonna say, do you tap an Earthling next turn or coin the Earthling?
You have 19 points of health in your hand, so you're kind of safe. But Kaldi has double Fireball and Frostbolt in his hand.
He's gonna have to draw some more minions. Actually, he's gonna need to draw some more minions soon, because if he just keeps drawing spells, it's gonna be a really weird. Like if
he has almost
early
no
game
spells left.
Yeah.
Well, what can he draw? He can draw only mirror entities and second Frostbolt. Mm-hmm. Everything else is in his hand already. And to be honest, I would prefer to have 2 Fireballs in my opening hand against Handlock, because then I know how my game plan will look. Like, you just play a Face Hunter here.
Yeah, and then you just
have
finish
2 kill
them
commands.
Okay,
yeah.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense now that you mention it. Now, in this position, do you even bother attacking anything?
No,
like,
you just
let him make the trade, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's no point to trading at all.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So, I guess you're going to see another Harvest Golem, unless... Yeah, that's the only thing I can see. Snowchugger could be nice, but really, what does it do more than Harvest does? I mean, Hellfire...
You can play the Snowchugger ping the Farseer if you want to like avoid the trades, because then he has to trade it anyway. The other way around, you can be kind of worried about the Twilight Drake, so you can maybe sacrifice the Mad Scientist and ping the Farseer then you get the mirror entity, and you deny the turn 4 Twilight Drake.
Okay, because even though you can deal with it with spells, you want to use those for the enemy's face, so really there's no point to wasting them away on a Drake, given the chance.
But still, LifeCoach has so many options. Like, yeah, exactly.
Wow, that is a perfect curve here. This is beautiful. As a headlock player, this is a beautiful board.
Yeah. Do you taunt it up? I don't think so. LifeCoach has no idea that there are already 2 Fireballs in his opening hand, so he can think, okay, I can tap this turn, and then turn 5 can be a low tap to trade with my opponent. Okay. Oh, he plays super safe.
I was gonna say the only drawback to playing with the tap play is that you're being a bit passive when you don't have a Hellfire or Shadow Flame, because you've got the heal pot, but if the board gets out of control for long enough, you won't be able to recover it no matter what.
Yeah, that's right. That makes sense. Yeah.
Well, that's a bit of an annoying minion to deal with. I mean, this is so frustrating.
I think he will sacrifice one Fireball here, but this is really bad for his
his curve is completely horrible.
Frostbolt, okay, Frostbolt, and you sacrifice the Snowchugger, I think.
Yeah, because if you sacrifice the Golem, you're playing into Coil, and the last thing you want is a Warlock to draw free cards off of you.
Yeah. There's a Twilight Drake, so you drop the low tap gear, I think, right? Because you can deal with No, it doesn't make
it doesn't matter.
Make any sense. Yeah, you can play the Twilight Drake because it's much better against the Blessed Mages.
Yeah, you can even tap Coin Drake if you wanted. Well, that wouldn't make a huge, any difference. To see what the other options you could get.
You can kill one of the Harvest Golem with the Mortal Coil.
Oh yeah, you can go Iron Beak Owl on the Golem, attack, and then coil it.
I didn't think about the Owl, but it kind of makes sense. But then you deny yourself the Twilight Drake.
Yeah,
and I think you really want to, you want to play the Twilight Drake this turn.
Mm-hmm. I think it's too good not to do, honestly.
Yeah.
It really
the question is, do you want to cycle the deck more? Like, you can use that Mortal Coil to cycle the deck anyway. I don't know what LifeCoach will do, but I assume he will just attack face here.
I like the cycling part, or the Iron Beak Owl part. You need to find the play that's going to put you ahead, and I think being ahead on board when you don't have Hellfire is pretty much the most important thing. I mean, LifeCoach has no idea what cards are in Kaldi. He's been curving out pretty well, so those could be 2 Blast Mages for all he's aware.
Okay, so why would you play the Owl into a Blast Mage?
Just to negate that Harvest Golem in the future. It doesn't do much, but I mean, you've got the Drake to deal with the Blast Mage if it comes out, so losing the Owl is no big deal as long as you can negate that Golem's persistence.
Oh.
Okay. More damage here from Kaldi.
So he has to go face.
Yeah, Face Hunter has reincarnated into Jaina. Yeah.
And LifeCoach will trade the Drake into Drake, right? Oh, there's a defensive Argus.
I think you just anti-healbot coil something. This is such a decent...
This is also
a sick turn for him. A sick turn. Nothing he does here is bad, essentially. There is almost no drawback to any... you could even defend Argus your Drake, kill your Drake, kill the Golem that silence, attack the Golem with your Owl, and then coil whatever remains. You have so many solid plays that only get negated by cards like Flame Strike or Blizzard that just won't show up in Mage. In Mech Mage, that is. Not in Mage. Obviously, they will show up in Mage. Blizzard will never show up in Mage.
So he goes for the defensive Argus play.
I really like this. This is going to give him a complete board wipe. This is perfect with the coil. This is completely crazy.
And it's also very important just to deny the Technicians, deny the Blessed Mages, so I really like this also.
You don't allow your opponent to get any more of his, mech synergy value. And now the worst part is Kaldi's thinking, well, I've got face damage if I can just whittle him down. LifeCoach is going to reply with a big fat anti-heal bot that's going to just say, well, your game is lost at that point.
Well, he has 2 of them, so it's basically
half a health pool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't see that being very viable. So LifeCoach stands up away from the game. He knows it's won, and he says, "I'll let this just rope till the end." Oh no, he comes back.
BM. Such BM. Oh no, he just brought himself a
pillow.
Pillow? What was it? Maybe it was a blanket.
Okay, I saw a pillow. I don't know. I'm not too sure of what LifeCoach plays Hearthstone in. So based on this board, I'm gonna have to say this game is. I mean, Zombie Chow is just
he just threw it into the mirror entity. Oh, that's perfect for him. Even mirror entity, anti-keyboard, it's fine.
Yeah.
But when you mirror entity as Zombie Chow, it's just perfect. Yeah.
So LifeCoach has effectively 21 extra health on top of what you see right now. This is absolutely insane for him.
There's only one way out for Kaldi. Drawing into a Clockwork Gnome or Technician, into a Cloak Field, into an Antonidas, into a 16,000 Fireballs.
16,000. Well, he needs 2 spare parts even, because I think he's going to be dead if he doesn't get two of those Cloak Fields. Well, that's a useless start.
No synergy, yeah.
You kill Sylvanas, you give him something. But you can't do that, you have to go face. But if you do, then you use Chow, it negates your Fireball, which does nothing. I think Kaldi is done for here.
Yeah, I think so too. There's no way he can make a comeback, especially when we see LifeCoach's hand. Even if LifeCoach's hand would be no cards at all, I still think he will be with an advantage here.
Yeah. So Kaldi's gonna hope to give him the Zombie Chow, and it's gonna work.
Yeah,
it's gonna work. Now he has the option of getting himself 2 health off of a ping.
But he didn't play the Kaldi Blast Mage at all, so this is super passive anyway.
He will be wanting to get that Blast Mage as soon as he finds his next mech.
So now it's turn for low tip or just hero power.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you just heal bot after hero power and you're good to go. My question is like, okay, so we need to bet. What is the worst top deck on Kaldi's part? I'm gonna say it's a Cogmaster.
Yeah, Cogmaster definitely is the worst thing you can draw.
Yeah.
Or Mirror Entity.
He's already played 2 though. Ancient Watchman.
Oh yeah, right.
Zombie Chow. So we have the Snow Chugger. That's the mech Kaldi wanted to see. Sort of, but not really. I mean, he's playing it out, but I'm pretty sure he understands that. Oh, well, those are good hits from that Blast Mage.
Yeah.
Killing the Charlie Drake.
It doesn't really matter right now. But the Definitive Augurs you go face, I think it's... Oh! Okay.
Well, that's going to solve the world hunger.
Do you just play Kel'Thuzad here?
I think I would just because.
Yeah.
You trade first just because, and you can even BM, trade into a Snow Chugger, give him full health, and play KT. But then again, that's not very sportsmanlike. I don't think... Does LifeCoach BM? I don't remember him BMing ever.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Well, that's a nice KT. Well, if he plays Ice Lancers, okay, he is gonna get that crucial spare part in case, and well, even if Antonidas comes down, he's already dead by the time it does.
Well, now Kaldi has to sacrifice the Fireball for the Kel'Thuzad, but then he just denies him the win condition anyway. Well, we kinda knew that there's no win condition because there's double anti-kill bot in LifeCoach's hand.
Yeah.
But still, it's...
Kaldi didn't know that, so he must have thought, well, maybe I can get out of this. But based on what he's seen now, I mean, LifeCoach has got to feel very confident. The only card in Kaldi's hand is a spare part. He's tracked that, which means any win condition from Kaldi is going to have to be a top deck. And he can answer those amazingly. Dr. Boom comes down and you got BGH. Your health drops too low, you got a double anti-kill bot. Blinktron comes out, you got Harrison Jones. Like, what exactly is going to come out of Kaldi that could even threaten you at any point? Yet he takes his time. I would just defend or trade. I don't know. I'm boring like that, but I would just snap play. It was like a 1 second play for me here. Just heal bot, defender, win.
Yeah, most likely. You can even play the Harrison Jones if you want. If you don't want to play the anti-heal bot.
No, but you're forgetting about Blinktron. You can't do that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you can't do that. It's way too dangerous.
But if someone plays Blinktron, then he doesn't play Secrets. Most likely.
And he even deserves to win. Honestly, if he plays Blinktron, if I see a Blinktron in a tournament setting, I just escape concede, and I just clap forever.
Slow clap?
Yep, slow clap with a impressed face. Alright, well, I guess you have to kill that zombie chow in order not to die to some power-overwhelming shenanigans, but... Wow, Kaldi
doesn't make a difference. That's 13 points of damage. So we will see 15. It will make a difference.
Okay, so that's another 10 damage, 12 damage coming his way. Oh, a Voidwalker in Handlock.
I really like the Voidwalker.
I'm liking this.
Like, some time ago, like really some time ago, like a year ago, a single Voidwalker was used in handlocks just to curve out, like more mana efficient wise, because you know, Jaraxxus plus Voidwalker is really great, and you can find turns when you have that one mana spare, and the Voidwalker fits that perfectly, and also increases your chances against rogues.
Yeah,
they will have to, you know, Blade Flurry. They can deal a really easy Blade Flurry then. So he's going for the Jaraxxus. Well, he saw like 2 crossbows, 2. Yeah,
he saw 2
crossbows, 2 fireballs, and the Voidwalker is just perfect cure for him here. So yeah, I do like this.
Yeah, I don't know what I mean, even a Flame Strike doesn't do anything.
Mad Scientist, best draw EU.
Well played.
Well played.
So that's going to be 1-0 for LifeCoach. The hot streak is getting even hotter at this point. That's another win in his pocket. Looking at those rankings from Ghost of Gamers, he might just stay up there after the entire lineup is completed. So Kaldi's Mage is not eliminated. However, LifeCoach's Handlock is now,
secured.
Yeah, I guess you could say locked, but I didn't want to go that way. I didn't want to do that.
Very interesting fact is that LifeCoach didn't use any AoE effect in this game.
Yeah.
So, most of the times that's the win card when you play against a Mech Mage with Handlock, and that wasn't even necessary.
Well, when you've got double Healbot and Ancient Watcher and Zombie Chow to negate the entities, then suddenly it's not looking as bad, because you're not going to throw a Giant into the mirror entity.
But when you analyze the game, those Healbots didn't change anything.
Oh, they didn't. They just made him even safer than he would have otherwise felt. Like, he had everything. Like, every play he made was essentially a counterplay. And honestly, when I spoke of the presence of Fireballs and Frostballs in Kaldi's hand, they felt a bit gimmicky because your plays are essentially going to be... You're not going to get recurrent pressure, right? You're not going to be able to reuse that 6 damage. It's a one-time thing, which makes it, I think, a bit weaker than just getting minions.
Yeah, that's for sure, but I still think Kaldi should have gone phase with everything every single time, because of the reason, because of the fireballs he had in his hand, and he kind of opted for the slower
control, the Zoo style,
which kind of doesn't make sense when you have the pressure in your hand, like the instant pressure in form of fireballs and frostballs.
Yeah. So we know that LifeCoach still has a druid and a mage left. He's apparently going to pick his mage for the next game, and Kaldi is going to stick to his mage. There's going to be mage versus mage next up. Kaldi versus LifeCoach with mage on both sides.
So this is how mirror matches work usually, right? It's a coin toss, but I'm really curious if there would be like a misplay from one of the players that will turn the tides into favor of one player.
A Kazan Mystic would be amazing. I would love to see a Kazan Mystic in this matchup.
What's the synergy? Like, if you have already a mirror entity and then you play a Kazan Mystic?
You just destroy it.
Okay, that's still fine.
Yeah, it's like a flare. It's like a bad flare, but...
on legs, so it's not so bad.
Yeah. Alright,
we'll have to see.
Yeah,
please go.
It's just a weird matchup because it's one of those things where it's like Zoo versus Zoo. You know when you used to cast those things or talk about the games, you're like, well, this guy had an amazing start and the other one had a pretty crappy start, so he won. And it's okay, I guess it's kind of hard to analyze in depth.
That was the problem with the Soulfires, for 0 mana. That was the problem, and those are non-existing right now.
Yeah, so at least I guess the matchups would be less volatile. Would Zeus still be here if Soulfire was 0? Is what I keep wondering. I mean, Mech Mage and Aggro Hunter is just so strong.
So LifeCoach kept the Mad Scientist, but I didn't see the other mulligan cards. Did you see this?
No, I did not see the cards that he had in his hand.
Okay.
So Kaldi's hand is looking not too bad. At least not too bad.
I think I would just kept everything apart from the Dr. Boom.
I think I just keep Mech Warper in general to get that explosive start, but yeah, and that's exactly... Wait, did he throw Mech Warper as well and just got it back?
Hello.
No. He kept it.
Alright. So this is going to be a pretty... Like, the turn 3 from Kaldi is obviously going to be Mech Warper, Coin, Snowchugger into a legit turn 3 Tinkertown.
No, he goes for the Mech Warper, which is really weird.
You can't do that.
Okay, he didn't play it. Like, if he plays
what do you do? Do you pick face?
Here, that's really weird.
Okay, he's setting up the Noyotron kill, if anything. Or killing the Mad Scientist. Like, he's setting up for that kill on whatever it is that his opponent plays.
So he goes for the Snowchugger, which makes more sense than the Mech Warper. Double Frostbolt, that's not exciting at all.
Yeah, with a Mirror Entity in hand, when you have a Mad Scientist into play, that is also pretty uneventful.
So now Kaldi is in a really weird spot.
Yeah, but I think you just play Mech Warpers and you attack the Mad Scientist, and then you...
Think so? Well, Yeah. You have the Cogmaster for the next turn.
To trigger that.
But then you can't play anything else. And well, LifeCoach has only 3 points of mana, so this kind of sucks because he has to use the Frostbolt right now. He has to use the Frostbolt, right?
Actually, does he? Because I mean, he feels like his Mirror Entity is going to be fine because whatever is given to him, even a Cogmaster, like if you play Spider Tank and a Cogmaster like arrives, you get a 3/4 and a 3/2. So
well, you're right with the Spider Tank because the Spider Tank doesn't die to a simple minion trade and pink. It makes more sense to maybe play the Spider Tank instead of going Frostbolt.
Yeah, I really like that line of play. I think like nothing he will put down will really punish you. A Frostbolt pink is not even a thing, and if he does that, then he doesn't play a minion, which gives you time. So you can get an even better Frostbolt ping after that point. So honestly, I feel like Spider Tank is just such a solid minion to put down right now. Yeah, Mirror Entity is going to be I think the decisive factor here because he's got it. Spider Tank is strong,
and he goes for the Spider Tank. Really well thought here from LifeCoach.
Well, Kaldi is not gonna feed a Pilot Shredder into that Mirror Entity. I can pretty much certify you that. Nor a 4/4 for that matter.
Well, the 4/4 isn't bad. Because then you trade with the 3/4 next turn, or you kind of like, push your opponent into trading for the his own 4/4.
This is such a weird play.
What?
He's freezing the minion to kill it over 2 turns afterwards, or give himself time to do so. But
I don't get this play.
I don't like it because LifeCoach is on 4 mana, which is exactly the point where he can play a minion and a Frostbolt on the same turn. So whatever he gives you is essentially going to get, almost automatically negated, or your Mech Warper gets negated.
I just don't get the idea. Why not trigger the
Mirror Entity with Cogmaster
as soon as possible? You have such powerhouse minions in your hand.
Yeah, I think maybe he's thinking I can give him Cogmaster and then play Tinkertown on turn 4.
But then, look, right now, the sacrifice of the Snow Tracker didn't really make any sense because you have to ping the Spider Thing twice.
Yeah, it's not happening.
And that will not happen at all. So I think just LifeCoach will basically ping this turn.
I think you ping because if you play Snow Tracker, you preemptively give him a mech to enable Blast Mage, which is just not something you really want to do you?
Oh, he goes for it. Okay, so he goes for the risky play.
Okay, well that is really risky, and actually Kaldi stands a good chance of benefiting from this board state.
Yeah, definitely.
This is a crazy board for him, but he has to feed a Blast Mage into the Mirror Entity. So
I think he just goes for the Cogmaster and Tinkertown Technician right now, because he has the Clockwork Gnome for turn 5. With the Goblin Blast Mage. So I would like him to stick to his strategy. So you play the Cogmaster and the Tinkertown Technician, and then you trade your Snow Tracker into the Spider Tank.
Yeah. Well, it gives him a pretty big board as well. So the thing is, the Cogmaster becomes a 1/2, and your opponent's is a 3/2. So he trades with yours for free.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
No line of play that Kaldi has is exactly exciting.
If you play Clockwork Gnome this turn, then you have no mech for Goblin Blast Mage.
Do you just play that in the ping play? Is a ping play in order? Like you just ping the Clockwork and Cogmaster?
If you commit into Cogmaster, then yeah. If you play the 4/4, then no. Obviously.
So he plays Clockwork. I'm not sure.
I don't like this kind of play because now your Blast Mage is dead.
It's not completely dead, but I don't think it'll do much for at least 2 turns or so, right?
And what? Why didn't he kill the
Spider Tank?
Spider Tank.
Okay, you know
so
what? I think Mech Mage is probably not a matchup I should be commenting on because it's the one deck I refuse to play so far. So I should. Maybe I just don't understand how it works. I just feel like, I mean, so Ping Mirror Entity is back to square one.
He kind of left himself being really open to a Blast Mage from LifeCoach, but of course LifeCoach doesn't have it.
Yeah.
But still, I kind of didn't see the reason why would you kill the Clockwork Gnome instead of the Spider Tank? Because now, as we can see, Kaldi has no mech mages in his hand.
Yeah, that are
no mechs in his hand, and his Goblin Blast Mage is kind of dead card.
Yeah, it is a dead card. It is a completely dead card. I mean, does he think the Cogmaster is a mech? No way.
Oh, he has to play the Pilot Shredder here.
Yeah, there's no question.
Or he goes for the Harvest Golem and Wing and the buff, because then you have 2 mechs from the Harvest Golem. You know, so that makes more sense. I think the Harvest Golem makes more sense because if your opponent wants to kill all of your mechs from the board to trade for the Cogmaster, he has to kill both dropped from the Harvest Golem.
I see what you mean, and he has to spend essentially an extra ping on it at the very least.
So it means like basically 2 points of mana, and you saved 1 point of mana with your Harvest Golem, and then you add 1 point of damage to that. So I would really like to see the Harvest Golem in this line of play.
So, okay, Kaldi is going to feed a 1 health minion to LifeCoach. He had the opportunity to play the value game versus Snowchugger, but it would have frozen his Tinkertown. So he didn't want that at all. So now he's going to force LifeCoach to probably ping that 4-1.
Yep.
And depending on what comes out of the Shredder, I mean, do you have to attack the Shredder with your 3-2 and see what comes out first?
I would like to see that.
I guess alternatively, you could use Frostbolt ping Mad Scientist.
That's not bad also. Or maybe
I just think Shredder ping is so straightforward, it's hard to not do, but...
And then you kill the Cogmaster with your Snowchugger?
Yeah. I would have killed that. I mean, if he he should have traded first, though. Wow! Amazing outcome here for LifeCoach, getting an Ancient Watcher who's going to sit there and watch for the rest of the game. That thing is going to do absolutely nothing. Look for Kaldi, though. He gets the Mech Warper for the Blast Mage, an amazing top deck.
But still, even if he hits 3 times the Shredder, that doesn't guarantee him anything.
Yeah, well, he's going to have to take a
Imagine a Doomsayer right now.
Well, the Watcher will at least Kaldi will at least get rid of his Watcher. That would be one positive thing.
That was one worse outcome from that Pilot Shredder, I think. Like, Mana Wrath would be...
Mana Wrath
He goes for double max right now.
Because the 4-3 trades into the Blast Mage if it lives, and it's likely to live. So if you make the assumption that 3-2 would come out...
But LifeCoach is sticking to his plan really consistently, and this is killing... The plan is to kill all the mechs. So that Goblin Blast Mage will sit there in Kaldi's hands for forever, or just be played for a Harvesting Drones for 4 mana.
Yeah. No, definitely. And honestly, LifeCoach can wait for a while with that Archmage. Like, he's got 1 spare part right now.
You can just wait with that. Well, I would like him to see him to use the Frostbolt this turn, so you can play Mad Scientist, Cogmaster, Frostbolt, Mech Warper, attack into Harvest Golem, ping the damaged Golem.
Yeah, but
that's basically it. You have the whole board control, and you even get the that's amazing.
That Cogmaster is going to be enabled by a mech. None of which, I mean, LifeCoach had no more mechs left. But, I mean, there are a lot of mechs on 2-drop, right?
Yeah, that's true, but still, Micro Machine is one of the best drops here. Because there's no easy way to answer the Micro Machine, and it will be 4 attack in, like, no time at all.
Yeah, if you Frostbolt the Micro Machine and pick the Cogmaster, you can actually remove most of the damage off the board.
You have to play the Goblin Blast Mage this time, and it has no value. So you have to use the Frostbolt on the Micro Machine, and you just play the Goblin Blast Mage, because there's no other way around.
But you feed them a 5-4 for free.
Why for free? There's no mech, so the Cogmaster will be free 1-2, so he has to ping it also.
Yeah, he will 2-1, I guess. Yeah, there's no more secrets left, so Mad Scientist is essentially not going to give him more value. Okay, well, that's kind of kind of a... I mean, it's an awkward spot for Kaldi again. I mean, that's the second game in a row where he's just stuck in these weird positions as Mech Mage. And an Archmage Antonidas is essentially an auto win. LifeCoach just puts it down, pumps up something else in case there's a tech Black Knight in Kaldi's hand.
You can taunt up the Ancient Watcher to be not useless.
Oh yes, that's right. Just give your opponent a gift. The BM taunt on the wall.
When you think about it, the Ancient Watcher is not so useless if you get the spare part for it.
And the worst part is, even like if the opponent plays a Blast Mage, it's going to absorb his.
Yeah. And now Kaldi is just
dead.
Yeah, but I think it's just a big misplay from Kaldi. He had an option to play that Goblin Blast Mage on turn 4 or 5, and he left himself on a turn one. He has no value at all.
Yeah, now he's just gonna feed it to a Fireball, which is gonna be turned into another Fireball, essentially, giving him absolutely no value off of it.
It didn't really make any sense to play it Goblin Blast this turn. It's just basically, okay, I deny 6 points of damage to my face, but it doesn't really change anything.
Well, Kaldi, not exactly having a good run with his Mech Mage right now.
I can fix anything.
And LifeCoach is just going to start fireballing non-stop until he gets the opponent down. Kaldi is probably going to concede here because it's default with double fireball and a ping. Ah, you could fireball the Archmage and ping, actually. That's a pretty decent top deck if...
It
wow.
is decent, but what do you do afterwards?
Wow, the double buff on the Watcher.
That's kinda tilting, right?
Well, it's still under BGH.
It's still not over. So
Kaldi disagrees. It is over. He says there's going to be 2-0 in favor of LifeCoach because Kaldi's mage twice.
He had still one turn, so if he would draw into Antonidas next turn, he could have dropped Antonidas both parts and get 2 fireballs, and he was still not dead.
No, he was dead to the 3 damage plus fireball on the end. Yeah, he was dead.
How many points of health did he have? 13, right?
Yeah.
So next turn was
3 from the board plus 1 ping plus fireball. That's 10, and then you die to whatever's left. So he would have lost the game overall. So he knew it and just left. There's going to be a 2-0 for LifeCoach. So LifeCoach, we're told, is going to be playing Druid, obviously, in his third match. Because it's a Conquest format, his 2 first decks are now out of the way because he's won with them. And he's going to have to resort to his last deck, which I think... he had Druid, Mage, and Warlock. So it's going to have to be Druid. And as far as Kaldi goes, we're still waiting on him to tell us what it's going to be. What do you think you're going to play? I don't mind Mech Mage against Druid, but...
Well, I think he will just stick to Mech Mage, as you said.
Yeah, I think it's a good enough matchup that since anyway he's got to win with the 3 of them, you might as well start with your best matchups. You go with Mech Mage. His Warlock, depending on what it is, could be interesting to play. Shaman is also not too bad. There's a possible reverse sweep here from Kaldi, depending on how the draws pan out.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, this lineup is definitely viable against the Druid deck.
But man, I just switched. Sorry for switching it, but I just saw the quality of the stream. It's insane crisp. Wow.
Yeah, it's like I'm actually playing Hearthstone when I'm watching it.
Yeah, it's bad we have to watch this stream on Skype.
Yeah, it's well, if there was no delay, we could probably watch it live. But oh no, there would be like a 30-second delay.
Yeah, but still, it's such a huge difference when they switch between those two offs.
Yeah. So Kaldi will be playing Mage apparently, as expected. Also, as a footnote, I'd like to thank the people who've been donating to Charity Foundation today, because although this is not a charity event, we're still affiliated with them. And every time somebody donates, this is still going to some. This is the foundation which is trying to get some games in the hands of sick children, which that makes someone's day out there when you donate. So thanks for that. And we're about to get into the game here. Kaldi versus Coach. This is match point. If Coach wins this, he gets a 3-0 against Kaldi, and
Kaldi is to the match. I got information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a pretty obvious call. Honestly, it's almost to not take. Yeah, it's too good to not take. I mean, what is the win rate of Druid versus Mech Mage from your perspective?
That's really, really hard to tell. Just because if the Druid will get a quality zombie shard for the mirror entity, then it's kind of okay. But if the mirror entity will be played on a spot where Druid has almost nothing to play. I mean, nothing like a Keeper or Zombie or Druid of the Claw, because those are the three best targets for the mirror entity. Like if you're playing a Druid, because Keeper is just a 2/4 minion, which is not a bad deal for 3 mana, and Druid of the Claw can be traded with each other because you play it in charge mode and then kill the other Druid of the Claw that is being spawned by the mirror entity. And the Zombie Show is just, great in overall when you mirror entity that. So, but if the mirror entity will have proper value, then it's really hard for the Druid.
Yeah, I mean, Druid, it's one of those things again where when the draws line up, Druid can win. Actually, Druid can win any matchup. I don't know if any matchup I'm really like, oh, Druid just can't win this matchup. It's always close to a win, even when it's not. It's always close to winnable, at least. But I'd give it a little edge to the mage here, which, he gets this Cogmaster, but there's no turn 2 mech. Pretty slow start for a mech mage.
Oh, it's not so bad, actually. Like, turn 2 Mad Scientist is really great against Druids.
I like I have to say, I like my Anoyons a lot.
Well, Anoyons are really cool if there's Wild Growth, but if there's no Wild Growth, are not so good anymore, because then you trade the Divine Shield for the hero. The Clockwork Gnomes are awful against Druid, that's for sure.
Clockwork Gnomes are probably best kept for that turn 5 Blast Mage, otherwise just throw them out there. Now, Wild Growth is considering life coaching. No, LifeCoach is considering wild growth thing.
That doesn't make any difference for turn 3. You use the hero power anyway, and you can't want to.
Yeah, what it does is it gets him the ability to set up a hero power on the Neutron body, for instance, which then he can keep her off. Or in any other case, just damage him in for 1, and then get himself a good swipe later on. Yeah, so the screen is frozen on my end. Oh, it's back. Did you have any freeze problems?
No, I have some freeze problems right now.
Okay.
I just saw the hero power and it attacked into...
Yeah, this is on the Cogmaster. That's exactly what I expected. I like the line of play that LifeCoach took, because even though he might not have had the turn 3 play with like a Shade of Nax or anything along those lines, it sets up a swipe kill on anything that falls down. Oh, what a dry draw from Kaldi.
One interesting thing, if Keeper is being used to kill the Mad Scientist, it will not spawn the mirror entity like instantly, right? Because that's the case with Agent, and Agent does that because it's a battle cry.
I'd silence it though.
And choose one, it's not a battle cry.
He silences the mad scientist, which I think is the right line of play. And as I said, this Clockwork Gnome is best kept for turn 5 Blast Mage play, and that's probably what's gonna end up happening to it.
Well, the other thing you have to think about is like play the Clockwork Gnome to trade into Keeper, but that's really awful because then your Blast Mage is kinda dry.
Yeah, it does nothing.
We saw that kind of play from Kaldi in the last game, so you never know.
It is possible, but I hope not. I mean, this is a Frostbolt thing.
Will he just play the Goblin Blast Mage just this turn?
I don't dislike it, but looking at the board, it looks like you're giving a swipe. Oh, don't play Clockwork. Why? Okay, well, I guess he's gonna trade into that Keeper of the Grove and hope the Druid doesn't hero power the Clockwork Gnome. But I don't
know. I don't like this at all.
He's feeding a card to... Well, actually, is he even feeding? Because I think LifeCoach wants to play his turn 5. Yes, and he does.
Yeah, this is nourish into hero power. This is perfect for LifeCoach here. And
this is the ultimate ramp.
Yeah, and now Kaldi is in the same spot he was in the previous game. He just made the same mistake, and this might cost him a lot. Because now he will play the Loated, right?
Yeah, to curve into an Oiltron Blast Mage turn 6. Actually, he's not in that bad of a spot. He has to go face. If he doesn't go face here, my name is... well, actually, he can't because he might die to Savage Order. Actually, he's dead next turn if he does that. So, it's kind of unfortunate, but like, he has to go face from his perspective. But he has to go face in an Oiltron Blast Mage and hope for the best. I mean, this is like, there's so many things going on as far as...
the Oiltron is kind of soaking like 6 points of damage, so it's not so bad.
How long for, though?
And he killed both bombs, and those bombs have no value at all, so...
Well, double swipe. Double swipe almost kills LifeCoach with Fireball Frostbolt though. That is close.
Well, if you play combo right now, you clear everything.
Oh, you
and
can't
go
do that.
face.
No, if you do that, I think you're losing the game because you might as well just swipe face, swipe face once. Wait, no.
Swipe. But it kind of means that you soak up 7 points of damage to the
Annoytron. Yeah, might as well swipe the minions twice.
Yeah, because that's a better outcome.
Yeah. Swipe
so
the 5/4.
Yeah, and swipe the Annoytron. It
Wow.
sounds awful, but
Kaldi could win. Kaldi could win this game. If he... Well, actually, no, he can't, because he doesn't have Ice Block. Never mind. He's dead. I can't... I keep saying he might win. No, he's not. Oh, he might win. No, he can't. Yeah, that is... That's a rest in peace scenario. Unless he fireballs that... Oh, he could Frostbolt Dr. Boom, actually.
I think he will do it.
Yeah, I think that makes a bit of sense, because you're safe from combo.
Will he do it? No. Okay, he's dead.
Rest in peace,
this
Kaldi.
was a quick match.
Well, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't that quick. It was just Mech Mage. Well, I guess Mech Mage makes it quick. You're right. So it was quick. It was, yeah. And now LifeCoach is thinking, how do I win? Oh no! Oh, LifeCoach, you did not. He's waiting for his opponent to concede. LifeCoach offering his opponent the honorable.